It's a jet so stealthy that it earned the nickname the Invisible Wonder. At that time, it seemed like a scene from a sci-fi movie. Conceived in secrecy and shrouded in mystery, the F117 Nighthawk rewrote the rules of aerial warfare. From its mysterious origins in the Cold War to its shadowy presence in today's skies, the Nighthawk is an icon of stealth technology. But how did this seemingly otherworldly aircraft come to be? And what secrets does it still hold? Today we'll uncover the story of the world's first operational stealth aircraft. The story of the F117 Nighthawk begins not in the halls of American aerospace companies, but rather in the mind of a Soviet mathematician, Pyotr Ufimtsev. Who could have imagined that a Soviet mathematician's work would lay the foundation for one of the most advanced American stealth aircraft? In 1964, Ufimtsev published a groundbreaking paper titled Method of Edge Waves in the Physical Theory of Diffraction. This work fundamentally changed the understanding of radar wave reflection. Ufimtsev demonstrated that the radar cross-section of an object was determined more by its edge configuration than by its size. This meant that even large aircraft could potentially have a minimal radar signature if designed with specific geometric considerations in mind. Despite its revolutionary implications, his work did not immediately translate into practical applications in the Soviet Union. The aerodynamic penalties of such designs were considered too great at the time. However, his theories did not go unnoticed in the West. In the early 1970s, Dennis Overholser, a Lockheed analyst, came across Ufimtsev's work. By this time, advancements in computer technology made it feasible to design aircraft shapes that could minimize radar detection. This set the stage for a new era in military aviation, spearheaded by Lockheed's Skunk Works, an elite team known for their advanced and often classified aerospace projects. In 1975, under the leadership of Ben Rich, Skunk Works began working on a project that would eventually become the F117 Nighthawk. The early days of this project were marked by extreme secrecy, as it was classified as a black project, meaning it was not publicly acknowledged by the US government. One of the earliest steps in this journey was the creation of a model known as the Hopeless Diamond. This nickname was a play on the Hope Diamond, reflecting both the model's shape and the initial skepticism about its feasibility. The Hopeless Diamond featured flat, angular surfaces designed to deflect radar waves away from the source, effectively reducing the radar cross-section. This design was a stark departure from conventional aircraft, which typically prioritized aerodynamic efficiency over stealth. The Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, or DARPA, became involved in 1976, issuing a contract to Lockheed to develop two subscale demonstrators based on the Hopeless Diamond model. These prototypes were built under the codename Have Blue. By the end of 1977, two Have Blue aircraft were completed. These prototypes were cobbled together using parts from other aircraft, such as the jet engines from the Northrop T-38A, the fly-by-wire system from the F-16, and the landing gear from the A-10. Despite their makeshift nature, these prototypes successfully demonstrated the viability of stealth technology, though both eventually crashed during testing. The success of the Have Blue prototypes convinced the Department of Defense to continue funding the program. The project then transitioned to the development of a full-scale operational aircraft under the codename Senior Trend. This phase saw the integration of advanced computer modeling to refine the aircraft's design. A computer program named Echo was used to arrange flat panels, or facets, in such a way as to scatter over 99% of radar signals, effectively painting the aircraft to be nearly invisible to radar. On June 18, 1981, the first F-117 that we recognize today took to the skies at the top-secret Area 51 facility. A total of 59 Nighthawks were produced and delivered for operational service, with the first batch achieving full operational status in 1983. Over the next few years, the aircraft underwent rigorous testing and refinement. Rumors about a mysterious stealth fighter began to circulate in the media. It wasn't until 1988 that the US government officially acknowledged the existence of the F-117, releasing a grainy image and finally revealing two aircraft to the public in 1990. Just a quick moment before we unveil the rest. If you're new here, consider subscribing to this channel. Stay up to date and never miss out on the latest insights. Now, what makes an aircraft truly invisible to radar? Let's look at its revolutionary features. The design of the Nighthawk was groundbreaking, embodying the principles of stealth technology that made it nearly invisible to radar. One of its most distinctive characteristics was its faceted surfaces. Unlike traditional planes, which had smooth, aerodynamic shapes, the F-117 was composed of flat, angular panels. These facets were meticulously arranged to deflect radar waves away from the source, significantly reducing the aircraft's radar cross-section. The exterior was coated with radar-absorbent materials, or RAM. These materials further diminished the radar signature by absorbing radar waves instead of reflecting them. The combination of faceted surfaces and RAM gave the Nighthawk an incredibly low radar cross-section, making it appear on radar screens as a mere blip, if at all. This stealth capability was crucial for its role in penetrating heavily defended enemy airspace without detection. In terms of specifications, the F-117 was powered by two General Electric F404 GE F1D2 non-afterburning turbofan engines. Each engine provided a thrust of 10,600 pounds-force, allowing it to achieve a maximum speed of approximately 684 miles per hour, or just under Mach 1. While not supersonic, this speed was sufficient for its primary mission profile. The aircraft had a wingspan of 43 feet and a length of 65 feet, with a maximum takeoff weight of around 52,500 pounds. The Nighthawk's payload capacity was relatively modest, carrying up to 5,000 pounds of precision-guided munitions in its internal weapons bays. Typically, it could be equipped with two laser-guided bombs, such as the GBU-10 Paveway 2 or GBU-27 Paveway 3. Let's remember that despite its F designation, the Nighthawk is not a fighter and lacks built-in guns for dogfighting. It was specifically designed to hit high-value and high-payoff targets with precision ammunition, particularly in compromised airspace at night. This design choice explains its limited capacity of only two bombs. The use of internal weapons bays was essential to maintaining its stealth profile, as external hardpoints would have increased its radar signature. One of the major challenges faced by the F-117 was its aerodynamic performance. Its stealthy design, with its flat surfaces and sharp angles, was not conducive to smooth airflow. This resulted in a high degree of inherent instability, earning the aircraft the nickname "Wobblin' Goblin" among pilots. To address these aerodynamic challenges, the Nighthawk was equipped with a sophisticated fly-by-wire control system. This system automatically made continuous adjustments to the control surfaces to keep the aircraft stable in flight. Without this advanced computer-assisted control, the plane would have been extremely difficult, if not impossible, to fly. In addition to its radar-evading features, the F-117 also incorporated measures to reduce its infrared signature. Its exhaust ports were designed as narrow slits, which mixed the hot exhaust gases with cooler air to minimize the infrared heat signature. This made the aircraft less detectable by infrared tracking systems, adding another layer of stealth to its capabilities. The true test of any aircraft comes on the battlefield. How did the F-117 perform when it was first called into action? Its first combat deployment occurred during Operation Just Cause in Panama in 1989. The United States aimed to depose the Panamanian leader Manuel Noriega, and the aircraft was called into action for its ability to conduct precision strikes under the cover of darkness. Two F-117s were tasked with bombing the Rio Hato airfield to neutralize Noriega's forces. This operation demonstrated its ability to deliver accurate payloads while remaining undetected, marking a successful combat debut. Probably its most notable engagement came during the Gulf War in 1991. In the opening hours of the conflict, the aircraft played a critical role in the initial strikes against Iraqi targets. On the night of January 17, 1991, a fleet of Nighthawks penetrated heavily defended airspace to bomb key strategic sites in Baghdad, including communication centers and air defense systems. Its stealth capabilities allowed it to evade detection and deliver precision-guided munitions with remarkable accuracy. Throughout the war, it conducted over 1,300 sorties, targeting high-value assets with a success rate of nearly 80%. Its effectiveness in the war solidified its reputation as a formidable asset in the U.S. Air Force arsenal. In 1999, the F-117 was deployed in the Kosovo War, a conflict involving NATO forces against Yugoslavia. During the campaign, the aircraft was again used for precision strikes against critical infrastructure and military targets. However, the conflict also highlighted a vulnerability in stealth technology. On March 27, 1999, an F-117 was shot down by a Yugoslavian SA-3 missile. The incident occurred when the aircraft was detected by a modified radar system, exploiting a gap in its stealth profile. The pilot, Lieutenant Colonel Daryl Patrick Zelko, successfully ejected from the aircraft and was rescued approximately 6 hours later. However, the wreckage was not recovered. The loss of the Nighthawk, which had been perceived as nearly invincible, underscored the reality that even the most advanced stealth aircraft could be vulnerable under certain conditions. The fact that parts of the downed aircraft could potentially be analyzed by adversaries raised concerns about the compromise of sensitive technology. This incident highlighted the ongoing need for advancements in stealth technology to stay ahead of countermeasures developed by other nations. The Nighthawk saw further action in the early 2000s during operations Operation Enduring Freedom in Afghanistan and Operation Iraqi Freedom. However, during the invasions of Iraq and Afghanistan, the use of the F-117 became less frequent. Indications of the aircraft's impending retirement grew stronger, setting the stage for its, let's say, unconventional phase-out process. The F-117 Nighthawk was officially retired in 2008. This decision was influenced by the introduction of more advanced stealth aircraft, such as the F-22 Raptor and the F-35 Lightning II. These newer models offered enhanced capabilities, including superior speed, agility, and versatility, making them more suitable for modern combat requirements. The F-22 and F-35 incorporated advancements in stealth technology, sensor integration, and multi-role functionality, rendering the older Nighthawk less critical to the U.S. Air Force's strategic needs. Every legend has its sunset, but for the F-117, retirement didn't mean the end. A total of 52 aircraft were placed into Type 1000 storage, a special category meant for the long-term preservation of military assets. Type 1000 storage involves maintaining the platform in a condition that allows them to be rapidly returned to service if necessary. This process included removing sensitive equipment, sealing openings, and applying protective coatings to prevent corrosion and damage. The aircraft were then stored in climate-controlled facilities, ensuring they remained in good condition over extended periods. Despite being officially retired in 2008, the aircraft has not completely disappeared from the skies. Confirmed sightings of the Nighthawk have occurred periodically, primarily in locations associated with U.S. military training and research, such as the Nevada Test and Training Range and Tonopah Test Range. Due to the numerous reports of F-117 flights, the U.S. Air Force felt compelled to address the matter. In 2014, a spokesperson from Nellis Air Force Base, Master Sergeant David Miller, confirmed to the Las Vegas Review-Journal that since its retirement, some of these aircraft have indeed been occasionally flown. Speculation about the Air Force's activities with these planes became increasingly intriguing. The 2017 National Defense Authorization Act, or NDAA, had a significant impact on the F-117 fleet. This legislation included provisions for the continued demilitarization and disposal of the remaining Nighthawks, mandating that 4 stealth fighters be retired each year, either by being scrapped or transferred to museums. However, the pace of demilitarization has been slower than initially planned, with recent reports indicating that the rate of disposal has decreased to 2 to 3 aircraft per year. Indeed, in 2019, it was revealed that despite the directive to retire 4 F-117s annually, at least 51 Nighthawks remained in the U.S. inventory. What seemed like the end for this famed stealth fighter was far from it. Seen any ghostly black jets lately? You might just be spotting a Nighthawk on a secret mission. The Lockheed legend continued to grow, with sightings and reported uses of the Nighthawk persisting over the years. There have been numerous rumors and theories about the aircraft's involvement in secret operations, particularly in the Middle East. Some sources suggest that the Nighthawk has been deployed for special missions that require its unique stealth attributes. These speculations gained traction from reports of F-117s being seen in conflict zones such as Syria and Iraq. These theories were partly fueled by a report from the Dutch aviation magazine Scramble, which claimed that at least 4 F-117s were deployed to the Middle East in 2017. The magazine suggested that these aircraft were involved in clandestine operations. Although these claims have not been officially confirmed, they persist in aviation circles and contribute to the mystique surrounding the Nighthawk. Why use the Nighthawk instead of other active platforms like the B-2 and the F-22? Well, a reasonable explanation was provided by the war zone. The F-117's ability to carry 2 laser-guided bombs, which are actively guided by the pilot and can hit moving targets, is a key factor. Unlike GPS-guided munitions like JDAMs, these bombs are less susceptible to GPS jamming, which is prevalent in the region. The B-2 Spirit is capable of delivering similar payloads, but it is in limited supply and extremely costly to deploy. Also, its use would likely raise significant political and military concerns. On the other hand, the F-22, while advanced, lacks the capability to drop laser-guided bombs. Hence, the F-117, with its unique capabilities and lower operational profile, remains a plausible choice for such missions. Additionally, its older stealth technology is well known to adversaries. If one were lost in a conflict zone, it would not compromise modern stealth technologies. For clarity, it's important to note that this is all based on circumstantial evidence. To date, there is no concrete proof that Nighthawks have been deployed to Syria or any other location since their official retirement in 2008. But what is certain is that the platform saw a significant resurgence, with a huge increase in both sightings and official acknowledgments of the aircraft's use in the years that followed. These sightings often involve the Nighthawk participating in training exercises. In addition to training, the F-117 has been employed in various research and development projects. Its continued use allows the military to test new radar systems, stealth materials, and other advanced technologies. In 2021, the Air National Guard acknowledged that they were using F-117s to simulate cruise missiles. These aircraft are employed as stand-ins for cruise missiles due to their similar flight characteristics. Both fly low to the ground and possess a small radar cross-section and minimal infrared thermal signature, making them difficult to detect. By using Nighthawks as mock cruise missiles, the Air Force can enhance its research and development efforts for new sensor technologies. Additionally, in September 2022, the Air Force Test Center issued a request for information seeking details from potential suppliers regarding maintenance and logistical support services for the F-117 Nighthawk fleet. The document indicated the Air Force's intention to continue flying and supporting the platform until at least 2034, underscoring the ongoing interest in utilizing the Nighthawk for specific, non-combat roles even decades after its formal retirement. While it appears improbable that the F-117 will engage in combat missions again, it is clear that these aircraft will remain operational and active for many years to come.